Hello and welcome to Our Year with the Ears, our daily vlog where we relive our year living in the Walt Disney World resorts in 2019. Today is day 110.
This morning we slept in because we've had a very long and exhausting last few days. They've been awesome, very enjoyable, but still exhausting. And we were up late walking around Pop Century last night. It was great, it was peaceful, but we need some rest. So after we slept in, we got up and got ready for the day and then started doing some research. Tomorrow is Easter Sunday and we want to know what Disney does on Easter. We don't want to miss anything because we're here. We want to do everything we can. So we did a ton of research so that we know where to go, what time everything was, and that was really enjoyable. And of course, we had to pick out Easter outfits because that's just what Easter's all about, right? Like you have to have an Easter outfit.
I mean, if you don't dress up, is it even Easter? I don't know.
And you have to take a picture. You dress up and you take a picture. That's how it works.
Well, yeah, if it doesn't go on Instagram, it doesn't actually happen. Everyone knows that.
After we spent a couple hours doing all this research, we decided to head over to Magic Kingdom. So we took the bus over there because even though tomorrow is Easter, they are celebrating some things today. First thing, when you first walk in, we saw Mr. and Mrs. Easter Bunny. They had a pretty sizable line, so we did not get in line. Snapped a picture, but kept going because first thing we're gonna do is get food. We are quite hungry, even though we slept in. We haven't had lunch yet. So we headed over to Tomorrowland Terrace because it was actually open.
Yeah, it seems like every time I've ever tried to go to this restaurant, it's closed.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, they open it for peak seasons or whatever. I don't know when peak season actually is, but I could not figure out when it was. It was finally open. We're not going to miss it. We're definitely going to eat there. Even if we don't want the food, we're going to eat there because it's open for once. So we went up and ordered, and I got myself a bacon cheeseburger. It was pretty straightforward, like most of the other burgers they have, like at Cosmic Ray's and stuff like that. Solid burger, but nothing really special about it. But Alyssa's sandwich that she got was amazing. It was a smoked turkey club with Gouda cheese on it and a chipotle aioli, and wow, that was a great sandwich. I was actually wishing that I had gotten the sandwich that she got instead of my burger just because it was so different than what you normally get in the park. It wasn't super heavy, but it also had a lot of flavor. Really, really enjoyed that. And of course, we got a strawberry lemonade slushie to wash it all down because we love those Odwalla slushies. They're so good. Once we finished our lunch, we went to try to find some cast members and figure out when and where was going to be the Easter parade they were doing today and also tomorrow. And so we found out it was running the regular parade route. It was just going before the afternoon 3 o'clock parade. So we headed over to one of our favorite spots to watch the parade in Liberty Square and got a spot, settled in, and said, okay, this is where we're going to be. We've got a front row seat waiting for the Easter parade. We're not moving. We're going to sit here for like 30 minutes and wait because I want to be able to see them coming down the street and then leaving around the corner. So it gives you a lot more time to see them as they're making that turn there. So we set up, and as we're standing there, we said, you know what? We should go live on Facebook with this. We didn't plan to do it. I didn't even bring a gimbal or anything. But everyone probably wants to see the Easter parade, right? So we decided to go live on Facebook and share it with everyone.
Once the Easter parade was over, we did stay for the 3 o'clock parade as well because we have a really good viewing spot and we don't want to go anywhere. We don't necessarily always watch the 3 o'clock parade, so we wanted to stay and enjoy it today. After the parade, we did find out that some friends from the Mastermind are actually here in the park. We didn't know they were going to be here. They didn't know we were going to be here. So we met up and rode some rides together and just had a really fun afternoon. We also had to all go and get Dole Whips because that's just like a rite of passage if you're meeting up at the park.
I mean, you're here and Dole Whips are delicious. I see no problem with this plan.
After a few hours with them, we did have to head back to the resort because Robert has a client call that we want to make it for, and it is kind of loud in the park. We don't necessarily want to be here for it. On our way out, though, we did stop at the confectionery because they do amazing Easter treats.
Yeah.
So we wanted to see what all the special treats were they had. They had caramel apples and Rice Krispie treats and cake pops, which I love cake pops. Unfortunately, they always make them super colorful, so I can't have them. But I do enjoy the time they take to make them pretty, so I do appreciate them.
Once in a while, they come out with a cake pop that you can eat. It's
Sometimes.
just chocolate and white chocolate and stuff, but it's very rare. So on those occasions, I guess you do get to enjoy them. But we also found an adorable new Mickey Mouse plush here in the confectionery. He was Easter themed. He was in a little egg. Really cute little Mickey plush. We had to take a little video of him for Instagram, but we did not buy it because we do not need plushes taking up more space in our suitcases.
No,
They're already pretty full. We're not going to buy plushes right now. We headed back to the resort and I had my call with my client, and as soon as I was done with that, we left the resort and drove over to Disney Springs. Normally we take Disney transportation, but this time we're going to Disney Springs to see a movie, and I like having a car there when we're seeing a movie because it's just easier to jump in the car and drive back at the end. And it's coming up pretty soon and I don't want to miss it because we're waiting on a bus, so just to be safe, we're going to drive on over there. Got there just in time for the movie, headed over to the AMC theater, and with all the great movies Disney has coming out this year, we joined the A-list because we get unlimited movies basically, and we're right by Disney Springs when we're in the resorts, so it just made sense for us to join. This was not a Disney movie coming out today, but it was one we wanted to see, and since it is kind of included and quote-unquote free, we went ahead to go see that, and it was Shazam. Yes, it's a DC movie, not a Marvel movie. That's okay.
But we saw it on Disney property, so that's gotta count for something.
Yeah, it was fine. It was family friendly enough. It wasn't, it wasn't like your typical DC movie. It was a little more mild compared to some of the other darker DCU entries. But either way, it was a really fun movie and just a relaxing time watching the movie there. And once it was done, we wanted to go explore Disney Springs and look for some Easter stuff as well.
We headed over to Amorette's because their baking team always does an incredible job with every single holiday treat they do. And for Easter, they had all these amazing, incredible, detailed chocolate Easter eggs. Not as big as the ones at Grand Floridian, but still very detailed. They put so much work into these, and they don't even sell most of them. These are literally just so that you can see them and enjoy them. And so we got to check all those out, see all the little details, and enjoy those. They also had the cutest little Easter bunny cake that I love so much. It was so adorable. He's just so cute. It makes me happy. They also had these amazing red Mickey domes that looked so good. They're supposed to be like a chocolate fudge cake. So I asked if there was any way they could make them without, the bright red food coloring. They said unfortunately not. They do have to keep to the recipe they have and all the ingredients. I said that's fine, but I do appreciate how pretty they look. And so even though I couldn't have it, they still looked awesome. I was like, well, we'll have to come back for something I can have another day.
From there, we headed over to one last stop, and that is the Ganachery on our way back to the car. This is my personal favorite. I would take this over Amorette's most of the time, just my personal opinion. They also had decorated some eggs, not nearly as ornate or decorative as the ones at Amorette's, but they were really pretty nonetheless. They had them decorated along the wall with all the different trinkets they have there in the store, and of course they had all their regular chocolates and stuff that I was really tempted to buy, but I refrained because tomorrow's Easter and you never know, maybe we'll get some Easter candy or something. We got back to the car and drove to Pop Century, and on our way back to the room, passing through the lobby, we saw a sign the cast members had put out advertising an Easter Sunday dinner that they were doing from 12 to 10. It was a special meal they brought out just for that day. It sounded really good, but we already had reservations for Easter Sunday lunch, so we did not take advantage of that. We knew that was not going to be something we did tomorrow, even though it looked pretty good. I'm more excited about where we're going for lunch tomorrow. We went back to our room and got ready for bed because we are getting up early tomorrow to go and see all the different Easter festivities across property, so we will see you tomorrow.
For our Year with the Ears.